Okay, on today's lesson, we're going to talk about how to find the surface area and volume of a rectangular prism. It's basically any box. It could be a cube, it could be a checkers box, it could be whatever this is. The biggest thing to remember is that every box actually has 6 faces or 6 sides. What surface area means is how many squares does it take to fill each of the 6 faces. So if you looked at the Rubik's Cube, you'd go this face, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then this face has 9, and this face has 9, and this one, and this one, and this one they add 9. Then you add all those up, and that's your surface area. Now volume is a little different. Volume says you got to take a shape and say, not how many squares does it take, but how many cubes, 3-dimensional cubes, which is this, how many does it take to fill this shape? So if you looked at this, like on the Rubik's Cube, if you could like pop one of these off, say, okay, like each one of these is a cube, how many does it take to make the Rubik's Cube? Well, you would say like up here there's 9 on the top layer, then you got 9 in the middle layer, and 9 on the bottom layer, and then you'd add those up. But what if you didn't have it drawn like this so you could actually count the cubes? Well, let's look at the volume formula right here. And then let's look at a rectangular prism that you might see. Let's say this one right here. And you see the dimensions are, you got 3, and you have 6, and you have 4. Well, the dimensions of any rectangular prism are going to be a length, a width, and a height. And really, for the volume formula, it doesn't matter which ones you label. So 3 and 6 and 4 can be length, width, height, in that order. And then to find the volume, all we have to do is multiply 3 times 6 times 4, and the volume of this is 72, which means it would take 72 little cubes to fill the entire shape.
So now let's talk about how to find the surface area of a rectangular prism. As we see here, we have a 3 by 2 by 5. We're going to lay it out flat, which is called a net, and it looks like this. As you see, we have 2 yellow sides, 2 blue sides, and then 2 orange sides. So to find the surface area, we're going to find the area of each of these different colors, and then we're going to add them all up. Now we put this rectangular prism back together. Now we're going to draw a Y. And at each side of this Y, it doesn't matter what number you put there. You can put a 3, 5, 2, or a 2, 5, 3, any way you want. So now what we want to do is take 2 of these numbers and multiply it. So we'll take this 2 and the 3 and multiply it to get 6. Then we'll take the 3 and the 5 and multiply it to get 15. And then the 2 and 5 and multiply it and get 10. These 3 numbers represent the areas of the 3 different colored rectangles that we saw earlier in the video when we unfolded it. So what we need to do is we need to add these all up. And we add them all up and we get 31. However, when we unfolded it, we had 2 of each, so we have to multiply it by 2 to get our total surface area, which would be 62 centimeters squared.
Okay, let's take a look at example number 1. As you can see, we've got our rectangular prism drawn here, and then this is the net if it was completely unfolded. So if you remember the little Y trick that we did, we just kind of drew a Y like this, and then it didn't really matter. You have 5 and 7 and 9, and I'm going to put 9 over here because that's the biggest part of the Y, and then I'll put like 5 here and 7 here. It really doesn't matter. All we have to do is do 5 times 7, which is 35. You do 9 times 7, which is 63, and then 5 times 9, which is 45. Okay, remember these represent 3 of the different faces, so like 63 could be like this one, and 45 could be this one, and then 35 could be this one. But remember, you have 6 total faces. So what I want to do is add these 3 faces up, and then I'm going to double it. So let's take a look at the calculator. Here I've got my 3 faces added up. That's 143, but I'm going to double it because there's actually 6 faces. So when I hit times 2, all right, so the total surface area for the entire shape is actually 286 inches squared.
Okay, let's take a look at example 2. Use the net to find the surface area of the cube. All right, so we have a cube and all sides are the same, so each side is 5. So we're going to draw our y. And we know each of our sides is 5. So we'll draw our 5s in. So 5 times 5, 25. 5 times 5, 25. And 5 times 5, 25. And then we're going to add these 3 up. 25 plus 25 plus 25 equals 75. And then don't forget, you have to multiply by 2. So 75 times 2, 150. 150 centimeters squared.